You know what I thought of? I go to the movies every week, so I have to tell you guys what I think. I am back to do another movie review. The movie that I just recently went to go see. If you love action, then this is a movie that you need to see. It is so good, you guys. I'm telling you. I am back for another movie review. As always, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, you like my video, and go ahead and leave me some comments down here. Let me know if you've seen the movie, if it's a movie you would like me to see, or anything you want to talk about with movies, go ahead and leave that in the comments. Now, let's hop right into the movie I went to go see, which is Paranormal Activity Part 7. Yes, they made another one. I think they're just going to keep going. They are not going to stop with these paranormal activities. I mean, they're like, hey, if it works, it works. We're just going to keep making them. Now, if you're like me, I have some that are my favorite. Then I have some that are my least favorite. But I basically know what the moral of the movie is going to be. It's going to be about watching paranormal activity happen when people aren't around, when cameras are going. You know, when you leave a camera going and all these things start to happen, this is basically what paranormal activities are. So I was prepared. I was a little bit skeptical, but I was prepared to see something, of course, that had to move. And I can't say that I saw the last one, but I did see the one before that. It's kind of like every other one, you know, that I see. But I was up for it, and boy, can I tell you, I was really happily surprised. I was happily scared. It was really suspenseful. And it's a difference between you just killing the person and I see his blood and guts flying. The fact that I'm scared to know if you're going to go through that hallway because we don't know what's behind there. It was really, really suspenseful. It was just like, I don't know, because when you thought something was going to happen, it didn't happen. But when you didn't think it was going to happen, you are like super, super scared. I think I like took my shoulder out like woo with my boob. But anyway, you're like super scared with it. It is so suspenseful. If you are dating right now, this is a complete date movie, because that person is going to be hugging you because they're like, oh my gosh, when is the last time you've seen a movie that you were really interacting with the movie? You know what I'm saying? When you're yelling at the movie, go down there, go, 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 go. You're like rooting for these characters to get away. You're rooting for them to get to the place where they're going to go. Don't touch that. Don't go in that room. And I think that is just the best part about this movie. I went ahead and gave this movie a 8.5 because I think it is just really good for it to be a paranormal activity movie. Now, they went ahead and switched the whole trajectory of the movie, which I like about it, you know, and they went back to the person who made the original series, you know, so with him and Jason Blum, and he's part of the powerhouse Blumhouse Productions. Now, I know you've seen movies when it starts off, it's the girl walking like this. Know that this movie is going to be good. Not only do they have a nice big budget, you know that these movies are good. The Blumhouse Productions, they brought you so many things like Invisible Man, to Get Out, to just Purge movies. I mean, they're just a powerhouse, and it shows in this movie. Now, another thing that I really liked about this movie is the cinematography is beautiful. Being born and raised in California, I don't see snow like that. You know, if we get snow, it's like a fluke. You know, it's very rare. And if we do, it probably melts by the end of the night. But when you're seeing just beautiful, beautiful scenery with the beautiful white on the trees, I mean, I just thought it was so beautiful the way they did it. And then they had the music come in at perfect times. I mean, it's not all hip hop, but it's a little bit of R&B, a little bit of urban contemporary. I mean, wow, that just pulled you in. I was like, okay, they setting it up. They setting it up to look really good. And you know, just a little bit of, you know, fun fact for you. This movie is in Allegheny County, New New York, and that's the same place where they did Quiet Place Part 2. And if you've seen that, that movie is a 10. Gave me that same feel once I did the research about it. After I saw it, I was like, okay, I can see where this was the same place. It's kind of like far off in the middle of nowhere, but it gave me that same type of feel, you know, like it just leaves you in this movie and this plot and these characters together, and you don't have any outside interference. So yeah, it is something. It is really something. It's suspenseful and it's actually funny. You know, it's funny. You have the actors, which is Emily Batter. She plays Margot, and she's basically a Lifetime movie actress. And Lifetime, you know, I'm not going to bash Lifetime because there's some days I sat up and watched some Lifetime movies, some good Lifetime movies. But then in some days, I mean, you have something like The Cookie Cutter Killer, you know, like, I don't really want to see Lifetime, but those actresses work really hard, you know, so she's a really good actress that's getting her cred up there. Then her best friend, or a good friend of hers who helped her, you know, decide to film this part of the movie, is the third, and he plays Dr. Noah Sexton on Chicago Med. So right there, you know, every week he is just, you know, he has to really raise the bar right there because you got to be a pretty good actor. You sitting on Chicago Med. And then you have the comic relief, which is Dale, and he's played by Dan Lippert. Anything. I'm just massacring some names like I am a teacher and I'm like a substitute teacher. I don't know nothing about these names, but you know what I do know? I know that he was the best comic relief that I've seen in a horror movie in a long time, because wow, he came in with the punches right at the right time. They were perfect timing, because sometimes it's cheesy, sometimes it's too much, but you know what? They were perfect. And also there were things that you and I would say. We would say something like, I ain't going over there. It's dark over there. Oh, no, I'm not. You better go. And I love that part about it because it didn't make it full suspense. It didn't make it full horror. It made it to where these people, you really like them. They're fun. It made it more relaxed environment. So when something did happen, you were just like, oh man, that's what made you really go for them. Like, oh no, go. And I'm sitting up here, I keep stepping on this dress because you know what? Let me tell you the plot of this movie. This movie follows Margot. She gets on Ancestor.com to find her people because you know what? She was left at a grocery store. And the thing about that is she feels like something is missing in her life. It looks like she's had a good life, but she wants to know more about her family, her parents. Why did her mom leave her? Her dad, who has this nose, who has these ears, you know? She wants to know more about her family. So that's when she gets in contact with Samuel. That's where she gets her hit from in Samuel, who has the same type of bloodline. So they connect and she finds out that he's on a Rama Spring or Rama Springy. I think I'm messing that up too. But that's when in the Amish community, between the ages of 17 and 21, you get 1 year to go out and do your thing. You get 1 year, kind of like Prince Hakeem in Coming to America. You get 1 year to soar your royal oats. So for 1 year, he's out, and that's when she was able to get a hold of him, which is great because, you know, in the Amish community, there ain't no phones, it's no internet, it's no television, it's nothing. So with luck have it that they were able to connect. So with Chris at her side and also with Dan that you meet up with later, they decide to document this because you know right now everything has to be documented. You know, you could blow up. This could go viral. So with everybody right now, I don't know what people be thinking. Anyway, but with everybody right now, they want to make this like a big production. They want something that she can remember. So they take their team of cameras and go all the way out there in the middle of nowhere to go see what's going on with this Amish community. You meet Jacob, which is the head of this community. And at first he's like, don't be bringing no cameras up in here. You know we don't do that, Samuel. We don't do that. And then 24 hours later, he's like, all right, come on into this community. So you're like, okay, just all of a sudden they want to do it. So I know something is up with that. So as time goes on, you know, don't have any internet. So they're making the best of the times, kind of like what it was before we had all this technology. And it seems to be going great, but all things that go up must come down. It starts getting worse and worse each night. And what seems too good to be true, half the time is usually too good to be true, because it starts to get a little weird. I mean, you're dealing with the Amish, so that's so different than our modern society. It's intriguing because you want to know more about them. How do they live like this? What is it about their life? So she wants to dig more into this life, and more into what happened to her mother, and more into who is her dad and everything. And you know what, you guys, if I tell you the whole movie, if I give you major spoiler alerts, you will not want to see this movie. There would be no reason for you to see it if I tell you everything. So I can't. I have to leave it for you to see this movie. It is not just horror. It's also like suspense. And suspense is something that really, it sticks with you longer, because you really don't know. And you're going to be interacting with them. You're going to be rooting for them. You're going to be yelling for them. You're going to be doing all that. I mean, if you got a pulse and a heartbeat, you're going to be rooting for them, yelling for them, everything. So with that being said, as always, and also this is why I have this long dress on, because I was inspired by the Amish community. So with that being said, I'll see you next time.